Hi.
Hi.
So
That was not a cool place to end at all.
No, that was not. That was really not.
That was very
Cool.
not a cool place. Well, I mean, technically it was, because the last bit was with Kira. That was cute.
The floor was not okay.
No, that was
Hi, Snuggle. Say hi to everybody.
She's terrified.
if we
She
look
likes
down,
people.
that's why.
Yeah, because we have a cat. She's cute. Oh, here's the
And-
tail.
Anyway, that's not cool, guys.
Yeah, no, not cool. I was hoping it would be at the beginning of the episode and we could kind of like deal with that as it went, and that didn't happen.
No, it was like, here, let me emotionally destroy you for 7 days.
And I knew the longer it went, I was like, they're not going to do this now. They're going to wait until the very last second.
So now we're going to have to spend the entire freaking week
Concerned and worried.
But you know what, guys? I think we have it a little better than Kasima, who's going to spend the entire week laying on that floor.
This is a thing that my dad does with us every time we panic about season finales. Like Castle, which, okay, spoiler alert, but it happened like a month ago. The car goes up in flames, and we're like, oh my god. And he's like, yeah, he's going to be in a burning car for like 4 months until September. And I was like, not cool, Dad. That's also not 4 months. I can't count. But
theoretical car.
Theoretical car.
It was just, on the other hand, it makes it a little easier to deal with.
Yes. Except that, like, not in this case. I'm still just really unhappy.
Can we talk about happier Kasima things?
Yes.
The hilarious part with
Where
her and Delphine being completely
Yes.
baked and like doing the helium and stuff. And Kasima, that's not very good for your lungs, and that might be the reason that you had happened to you.
You should have had brownies.
Yes.
Okay, that's not gonna, like, you know, mess up your lungs, because it's not connected.
Well, we hope it won't, but, you know.
I'm not
Just
sure.
stop inhaling smoke and helium. That's not good for you. Like, in large
Especially
doses.
when you have a lung
continuously.
condition.
Stop.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have a side braid now in honor of Allison, because she looks super cute.
She was so cute with the side braid.
Yeah.
Also,
She looks super cute generally.
Guys,
Yeah.
I kind of love her and Donnie now.
Oh my god, they rebonded over murder, and I didn't ever think that would be cute.
Can we just say that when I saw the commercial for this week, last week, I was afraid that Johnny was going to leave.
I know, me too.
Johnny's become, well, I mean, he was always, last season he was like the character we love to hate, and now...
No, I just hated him.
Okay, we hated him last
Rachel
year.
and Helena.
Yeah. I never
And then
hated
this
Helena.
season we were kind of iffy, and then last week happened, and then he was like, I'm leaving, and I was like, you can't do this. You literally just bonded over the fact that you both killed somebody by accident.
I know. And again,
And then he didn't leave, so that was great.
they're a really bad modern day Bonnie and Clyde.
I know,
Because it's all
they're
accident.
terrible at everything, and I love them.
Yeah.
And I never thought that I would like them together ever, but now I do, and it's the
Although,
end of
if they're that good at killing people when they're not trying to, I'd hate to see them actually try to kill somebody.
like actually go for the murder of that.
Because the whole place would just...
It would end really well for them, but nobody else.
It'd be like a nuclear bomb went off. They'd just be like, we're the only ones standing.
Glitter would fall on the end.
Speaking of glitter, no Vic, because she's out of rehab, which is kind of sad.
I kind of missed it, especially because I was playing Far Cry 3 with my brother, and Vic is the main villain in that. My brother, his actor, is the lead villain.
Oh, is that the one where he's got like a scar thing?
Yeah, and he's got like the hair and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that game's a lot of fun, and you get to shoot it.
Brittany's been trying to get us, well, she's been telling us about all the cool games she plays and how we should try them, but they'll ruin our lives. And we say, well, we already have games that do that. So
It's okay. It's fine. I have this show that ruins my life, and then I'm going to need something over the summer to ruin my life. And, speaking of the summer, this is completely off topic. Well, no, it's still Orphan Black. It's a little off topic. But, hey, Clone Club, if you're going to the San Diego Comic-Con, we're going to be there.
We're all going to be clones.
Plus 3 others, and we're all going to be clones.
We're all going to be different clones. So
All different clones.
There's going to be Sarah, Kasima.
Yeah, Sarah, Kasima, Rachel, and then we have
an Allison,
and a Helena, and a possible Jennifer, which could break your hearts a little bit, so keep your eyes out for that. Although,
now
it
we
might
know
change.
Tony
So it might
tonight.
change.
And let's talk about
Tony.
Can
All right. please.
Weird incesty thing with Felix aside, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Tony's great.
Yes.
And I really, really hope we get to see him again.
Yeah. I'm hoping this is not a one-off clone.
Yeah. I do like the friendship that he and Felix had when he finally left.
Yeah.
The information chicken / sex chicken was a little disturbing.
If it was anyone other than Felix, because it was like, it's your sister's clone.
Yeah, and it's just weird considering how close Tat and Jordan are in real life.
Yeah, they literally talk about
too much. Like, they talk about the fact that they're like brother and sister.
I know.
Yeah.
And then on the show, they are brother and sister, and it's kind of a weird level.
It's like, oh God, you're kissing your sister. Stop that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tony actually called him sister kisser, so I mean,
which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah. So, although let's hope that nickname doesn't stay.
I really
hope
that nickname doesn't stay.
No, we don't need that.
Yeah. We already have enough.
Yeah. I was hoping. Then we were talking about Colin. I was hoping Colin would make it come back because they had said there was a love interest for Felix, and it's really only been that one episode.
I know.
And I don't mind the little
Tony doesn't Tony doesn't count.
No.
Too close to incest.
And Raoul doesn't count because we're still not sure which person.
Ramon.
Why did I say Raoul?
I don't know.
Ramon doesn't count because we can't tell who's making eyes at it. It was probably all three.
I think it was everyone.
I think it was everyone. I feel that's a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah.
You go, Ramon. But yeah.
Please bring Ramon back. He's hilarious.
He was.
I know,
He was
his
so
actor
great.
said that's the only episode he's in, though. Season 3, guys!
Season 3!
We could, have some more deliveries from the Hendrixes that are hopefully, not body parts or something, because I just realized that's a thing that happens in television, so...
It's true. I guess they could send, can you imagine them sending, leaky hair or something, or, his head in, a little, flower
arrangement.
An arrangement.
To Rachel.
Here, Rachel.
Here's your adoptive father.
Delphine messes up and gets, a little platter, a fruit basket with his head in the middle.
And she's like, oh
shit.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of all the ways that Allison could send you something that would look really nice, but be frightening.
Hands holding a little pot.
I heard you needed a hand. That would be what the card said.
Oh yeah, no, it could be a hand holding the card in a fruit basket. I thought I heard you needed a hand.
Nobody'd want to eat that fruit.
Well, I would hope not.
I would really hope not. I hope it would be wax fruit or something.
Yeah.
I got the shivers.
That's Hannibal stuff, and that's a whole other show.
Yeah, that's a different show. We're gonna stay away from Hannibal.
We'll stay away from Hannibal right now.
For now.
Forever for me.
Yeah.
No,
probably.
Yeah, actually, probably not a good idea for you and your hand thing.
There's
stuff with hands.
Hands and eyeballs. I really have a thing.
I have a thing with hands and I have a thing with eyeballs.
Yeah,
we can't say eye because it's literally both of us.
Yeah, we do. And so Orphan Black is rough. And I remember I was watching 28 Days Later with my other Brittany. And at one point she just looks at me and she goes, "You need to close your eyes right now." And I'm like, okay. And I just hear all these gory murder sounds. What's happening? She goes, "Just keep your eyes closed."
Yeah, no, there are two shows that I've literally had to cringe and look away from, I can't finish watching this, and that was literally last week's episode of Game of Thrones and one episode of Hannibal. We're not here to talk about Game of Thrones, but that was not nice.
Okay.
I'm really concerned because I'm just starting.
Yeah, Jackie.
Books and the series.
Jackie and
I
just starting.
I'll tell you when to look away when we get to that part because I will also be looking away because
everybody looks away.
It's gonna be awful.
Once was enough.
Yeah.
Everybody looks. I literally can't get through one of these without a Disney reference, you guys.
I'm amused that we're referencing Disney after talking about the two most gruesome murders I can think of on a TV show.
Well, to be fair, The Lion King did have a grisly murder scene.
It's true, that was a bit traumatizing. But anyway, back on. I think we should probably get back to the.
Yes, Orphan Black
off track.
Barely talked about Tony, and Tony's got so many good things.
I love so much about Tony. I love that because was this talked about? I guess was it in San Diego last year, or was it at Toronto Comic Con? Or no, Fan Expo, Toronto Fan Expo, where Tatiana talked about how much she wanted to do a trans club.
Yeah, that was in Toronto.
Was that in Toronto? Was that? Or that got discussed? But anyway,
no, I think it was. I want to say it was San Diego.
Was it? Because I could have sworn, that she was the one who talked about it.
She wasn't actually at
she
Fan
wasn't
Expo,
actually at
so it must have been
Fan Expo.
Comic Con.
Oh, she wasn't? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she had a video message because she was off adventuring, and I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, it was nice that she had talked so much about how she'd like to do a trans clone, and then we got Tony.
And Tony is amazing.
And that being said, I like the way that they're handling it because there are other shows that have tried to, explore these things and have overdone it and
or
jumped the shark,
done
terrible
jobs.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say the name of the show, but you're going to know which show I'm talking about when you try and put too many different issues into one show, and then it turns into a giant mess, and you all know what I'm talking about.
It's
yeah, it's Glee. So I'm really glad, it was, Felix and Art's discussion, it was handled.
Yeah.
It was very clearly stated, no, he is a guy. Yes, he's trans, but he is male.
Yeah.
And that was all that needed to be said.
Yeah, and then you have that bit later where Tony's thinking that Felix doesn't like him because, when they're playing sex chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't born a man. And then, of course, Felix is like, it's not that, and he tries to explain, but, how do you explain
when
clones?
you're...
how do you explain
Tony,
that you're the clone, you and my
Sarah,
sister are clones?
He understands.
Oh, this is why it was weird.
So it's literally you were kissing your sister.
But it wouldn't be weird for Tony at all because he doesn't have that connection with Felix.
That's true, but I can see how you would
understand
make that connection.
Why it was weird. You'd be like, oh, that was why it was weird.
That's why it was weird.
But that's why for Tony in that initial scene.
And I loved his they had such a brief moment, but Tony and Sarah's moment where Tony just was like, wow, we're hot.
We're so good looking.
And it I'm almost jealous that they have this mirror.
Yeah, Sarah's face was like, not a bad looking dude.
Yeah,
we're looking
I'm
nice.
a pretty hot dude
too. Which is because with Allison, I feel like it's a competition of who's the prettiest clone. And then Tony, it was just like, damn, we look good. I'm cool with this.
I want to see Tony and Cosima.
That'd be great. I think he and Cosima would get
along. Which means Cosima had better fucking be alive.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Because there better be a Tony Cosima thing before either one of them bites the bullet.
That'd be great.
Guys.
Yep. They better neither of them bite the bullet, as far as I'm concerned, because they're amazing, and
I know, but if they have to, they should at least meet first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I am glad that we got a new clone, because I know they had really hyped up that we were getting a new clone, and then it was Jennifer, and then she was dead.
Yeah.
And we never got to meet her.
It was the video diaries, and we thought, well, Jennifer's pretty awesome, but
we never really met her.
But she's dead.
Jennifer had, the unfortunate, we barely knew her, and everything we knew about her seemed like, oh, you were a really nice person, but now you're dead, so you're not actually very interesting.
Yeah.
But then, today,
and now we get Tony.
The clone gods smiled down upon us, and they gave us Tony.
And I gotta say, in that first scene, I was like, when he started pulling off his bandana, I was like, geez, your face is really dirty, you should go wash that. And I was like, no, wait, that's facial hair. Because it was not the greatest lighting, and so when it just starts coming down the side, you're like, oh yeah, you got a smudge of dirt there. Wait, no, that's not dirt.
Not gonna lie, you guys, when we were watching the openings, we see the truck pull in, and Tony hops out. Of course, at this point, we don't know it's Tony.
I thought it was a flashback of Sarah.
Is that
first.
Yeah, I was like, is that Siobhan? Is that Sarah?
Yeah.
And then I was like, that accent sounds like neither of them.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh my God, it's Tony!
Just as someone said, and I mean, we should have kept this in mind, whenever you see a woman, it's probably Tatiana Maslany.
That's true.
On this show. If there's a new woman that you've never met before, it's probably her.
In fairness, looking at the screen, I was like, wait, is that a dude? Or is
It's hard to...
The first scene, it was a little
bulky because they were just pulling a job, right?
Yeah,
so it makes sense to wear a lot of layers so that they don't get your exact body type.
Yeah.
So we did have a good discussion over the first commercial break. Was that facial hair? Was that dirt? What's going on?
Yeah, no.
Who is this?
Do
So-
we really have a trans clone, or was it just some
I was
really
just
bad
like,
lighting?
Yeah.
No, like, I saw the facial hair and I was like, oh, it's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like I saw it too, and then I was like, but am I seeing things? Because I just felt, I was really excited that it was happening, and I was like, maybe my brain is tricking me. So,
Also, Sam, I'm sad he is dead already because I was curious about like what exactly their
His whole
relationship was.
message
Yeah.
with like Sam and Paul,
Yeah.
and then being ghosts, and then Paul
Is that, like-
disappearing,
Yeah, is that like a ghost recon kind
like
of
a ghost
reference?
base.
like, are you
sort of
Navy?
thing?
Are you like the equivalent of the Navy SEALs with Green
Yeah,
Berets? Like,
Are you
yeah.
the Joint Task Force 2 guys? Because they're Canadian.
That's true.
Oh,
they
that's a good
are.
point. They're
Yeah.
Canadian.
The Joint Task Force too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
who are
actually, no, because
They're
Sam was
terrifying.
from Cincinnati.
Oh, that's
So
well. He was in Cincinnati. We don't know where he was from.
that's true. I guess we can't draw any conclusions.
I'm really curious that Beth had contacted Tony, but none of Tony's information was in that safety deposit box.
I know. Well, I guess
So that's kind of
in part it might be like she
Because
contacted
he
him
hung
so. Well, yeah, he also hung up on her.
that's true.
But they also, like, it could have been shortly before she died.
So maybe she never had a chance.
Yeah,
to
so
get
maybe she just,
information
didn't get the chance to get his information.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there
many questions.
There
Beth,
could theoretically be more clones.
can
there
there
be
be a
more
Beth
clones?
flashback?
But didn't Leaky say before he died that, like, no, we don't know how many there are, or was that Ethan who said that? I can't remember.
I don't know. I have to go back and watch now. I don't remember.
But if they were just giving out clone eggs at IVFs,
well,
then
yeah, that seems a little. Maybe they don't know
Well,
how
I'd
many of
say
them were successful.
I'd say it seems a little sketchy, but, you know.
At the same time.
At the same time, there's this whole
Dyad's a little
experiment.
sketchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, speaking of Dyad.
speaking of Dyad.
speaking
Rachel.
of,
Oh my god, yeah. That was like,
Like,
there's a cat.
it's interesting that of all the clones, I was saying this earlier on the commercial break. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying was, isn't it interesting that Rachel is the clone who, of the clones we have seen, has been the most upset about this whole kids issue.
Yeah.
And, like, as soon as he told her that, like, it was deliberate that they couldn't have kids, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is going to be Rachel killing her dad.
yeah. She called it, guys, so if it happens,
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it. She's really ticked, and I think, like, it's really
And she
interesting.
really wanted, like,
Yeah, like, I want to know what's up with that. Like, what happened in her past, knowing that
Yeah.
her parents disappeared on her, knowing that she was raised by Leaky in Dyad for the most part.
that made
Like,
her want kids.
what has made
so
her want
badly?
kids so badly? Is it that she missed out on, like, a normal childhood and she wants to give that to another kid?
Maybe.
Or,
Or
like,
she actually
she missed out on her family?
yeah,
Daniel?
like, or maybe, like, was she that close with Daniel that she wanted to start a family with him?
Was there
it because her parents were gone and, like, they seemed, at least in the videos of when she was a kid, to be great parents, and she wanted to, like, have that kind of
Again,
relationship,
and she
maybe?
couldn't have it with her
'Cause, like-
parents, so maybe with the kid.
Because, yeah, like, of the clones we've seen, like, we heard from Paul that he was with Beth when she found out she couldn't have kids.
Which is kind of sad.
Which,
Then,
like,
like,
kind of, that's kind of
Because-
sad, but,
well, no, but, like, knowing that Paul really never loved Beth, but they were
Yeah.
together at a fertility clinic or a doctor to find out that she was barren, like, that's just, like, a whole
that's
other
rough.
layer of, like,
yeah, that's a whole other layer of reasons.
Paul, you're a
why-
douchebag. Like, Beth, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Beth, I'm sorry, and geez, no wonder you jumped in front of a train.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we never really saw Beth's reaction, but like we saw with Allison, like Allison pretty much like took it in stride, adopted Oscar and Gemma, who are
So cute, and we finally got to see them again. Well, I mean,
Oh,
we've
no,
actually seen them.
yeah.
Briefly last week at Family Day,
Yeah.
briefly at the funeral, but I feel like really since the first season and the babysitting episode, we haven't had
Oscar
a
and
big
Gemma
scene
time.
with them. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
You know
we could get that in the next
You know what
episode,
we
though,
need,
because
guys?
it's like,
We need a cousin play date.
Cousin Playdate.
Oscar, Gemma,
Oh, I need that in my life. I need that little moment of happiness.
I also feel like Oscar and Gemma really need to kind of,
Be around children.
well, get with the program.
Yeah,
like they need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I need to know that
Like-
their mom has sisters.
Yeah.
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 Well, actually, I'm having recently like rewatched the first season, they actually see Sarah. Gemma sees Sarah
At
in
least,
like that second
yeah,
episode briefly.
That's true. Like, I don't know if it was too briefly, and it was also pretty dark.
Late, so maybe she just passed it off as a dream.
Yeah,
but I kind of wonder if one day there's going to be like, Mommy, what happened to your sisters? Or like, you know what I mean? Why doesn't Grandma know you have sisters? Because that'd be a great conversation. Oh, and
my God, that line.
everyone hates Allison's mom. Like, I really want to meet Allison's mom.
Oh, God, yeah. She must.
I want clone parents. That's what
Yeah, I really want, like, because now we got Professor Duncan.
Yeah.
Which is great, except I'm almost 100% sure that by the end of the season he's going to get stabbed in the face.
By Rachel.
I hope so.
And then we've got Mrs. S, which is great.
Yeah, and we met Amelia very briefly.
Thanks, Helena.
I guess that was the only time I really didn't like Helena, was when she killed her. But at the same time, like, from Helena's perspective, I kind of got where she was coming from in her crazy way.
You gave me up, and I ended up with a bunch of crazy nuns and priests, and they beat me and told me I was horrible. And
I could see that.
Like, I kind of get where Helena was coming from, especially considering her background, but I was also totally bummed because Amelia seemed super cool.
The thing that I sometimes think about, and I like wonder if it would make a difference, I wonder if Helena and Sarah had been switched, like if it had been Helena that had ended up with the state and Sarah that had ended up with the church, if they would have gone down those same paths, like if they
that's like part of the whole thing of the show, right?
I know,
like,
right? So that's like,
would you, like, if they had switched, would they still be them, or would they be just...
Would you have Sarah acting like Helena? Like, would she be that character?
Yeah.
Or would she still be a character that is more true to who she is in the show right now, which is, like, this whole other thing to not get into. But sometimes I just think about that, and I wonder...
nature versus nurture.
Yeah, because I just wonder, like, if Helena had been in a different place, would she be who she is right now?
Probably not, because
Probably not. She'd be
all of the torture.
She'd been like, smile. Yeah, but I wonder if she would still have been that person who could have been convinced to go and kill other clones.
I feel like probably not, because, like, even when they talked about the psychology of her in the first season, it was like, imagine you're told your whole life you're an abomination, and the way to fix it is to
kill all the other ones.
Yeah, there can only be one. Only one.
One ring.
I was going for Highlander, but yeah.
Oh, Highlander. We can do all of them.
Fine, just one.
It's fine. One to rule them all. There can only be one.
It works.
The point is
one. The point is one.
The point is one.
The one person to sit on the Iron Throne.
The point only one can win the Game of Thrones. You know, it's the whole deal.
One victor in the Hunger Games, except one time it was two. So,
I mean, it made President
Snow
very angry.
Anyways, yeah, the power of one or two.
Anyway, but yeah, back on topic. We do.
Easily.
It's really easy.
I hope we're at least entertaining when we get derailed.
Oh, I really hope so.
Otherwise, I feel like, well, people still watch, so I guess. I mean, I check. There's views.
Guys, like us, right? And
yeah,
like
I think so.
Subscribe if you love it.
Hey, we wouldn't say no to more subscribers.
Look at our cute faces. You can see us all the time.
Or at least see that. I'm here sometimes.
Yeah. You've been here for a lot of them.
Yeah,
it's true. I have come in for a lot of them this time around, which has been fun.
I feel like 3. What do you mean this time around? We didn't do this last season.
That's true.
It's true. It was a new thing.
We should try and do it over hiatus, though.
Over hiatus, we should start with season 1 and go back what it would have been like.
Oh my god,
we should totally do that.
We should do a flashback too and like pull out our clothes from last year and wear them. Clothes I would have worn while watching Orphan Black.
Oh my god, we totally need to do that.
We'll do that over the summer.
Do that.
It'll get us through the hiatus.
Yeah.
Oh,
part of it.
The epic Orphan Black.
Yeah, it'll be so good. Yeah,
we can do season 2 again and look for all the things we might have missed.
Yeah.
Try and stay on topic. And it'll be like
I feel like there's no
keeping us on topic. Yeah. Even that time we had cue cards, we were off topic.
That's true.
That's why we don't have cue cards anymore.
Allison would be so
tried it once, didn't work.
Sorry, Allison. We can do
Although I could do a better trunk liner than Donnie, so that she'd be okay with.
That's true.
I could make that.
And we always have Cole to assist us with disposing of bodies.
That's her brother. For anyone who wasn't,
for anyone who
watch
missed, last week.
You should probably
if you ever find out how to hide a body.
Information from a criminology
It's
student.
only for Donnie to Leaky. That's it. That's the only purpose
Although,
that the information serves. No.
Leaky was in the trunk, so he didn't get any of that.
No, he's
none.
It's true, Leaky's in the trunk. So I would say that Donnie did not watch our live stream.
No, he didn't. Although he did put him in the freezer, which I was like hoping for. But when they were talking about the cold open, I was really hoping that would be going in the freezer.
Because, and this is why we say we were hoping for the freezer, because they were like, season 1 starts off with a bang and Katya gets shot. And then season 2 hits the ground running and it starts to start running. So when they say cold open, we assume.
Yeah. Well, see, when I think of, season 1 starts with a bang, I think of the banging noise of Beth getting hit by a train.
Oh, well, that too.
I'm a terrible person.
It's okay, that's what I always think of too when people go to Katya, and I'm like, yeah, sure, that's
the bang. That's exactly what it was.
What happened. So, although I was enjoying, I guess there was kerfuffle's not the right word, but there were a lot of theories being thrown around on Tumblr and Twitter today that Beth was coming back. Because in the, we saw Sam in some of the, This Is Next Week, and he said, go find Beth Childs, but we didn't know who he was talking to. So people were, hoping that Beth was still alive, and, I mean...
I'm going to go back to my original statement, which is simple. She's dead.
See, that's that. I figure it's still within the realm of possibility of the universe that she could theoretically still
survive. I say there still better be a flashback episode.
Yes!
Like the original Film Club meeting. When they're all there and they're
inert. Yeah. Wouldn't that be a great opener for season 3? Just to have
it'd
be a flashback episode, and you could have literally it could be when Beth found out about the clones.
Yeah.
And then just give it the last 5 minutes how it ties into the current timeline.
Guys, do it. But that would be so awesome.
I know, because I just want that. And the actors have talked about that they are sad that we don't have Beth and we never got to know Beth, and Art wants to do a scene. Kevin wants to do a scene with Beth.
No, call him Art.
Art wants to do a scene with Beth.
And
I love you. Yeah,
Allison and Beth knew each other, and Cosima and Beth knew each other. I'm sure she'd love to do a scene with herself again.
I just want to see that moment where Cosima and Allison met, because I feel like Cosima Beth and Allison would have been okay,
close, and then Beth would have been expecting.
Beth and Cosima would have been pretty hilarious.
It would have been great because I think they're different personalities.
Can you imagine? Okay, but imagine Cosima coming to the door, completely baked, and she just opens it. She's like,
"Hello."
Whoa.
She'd be like, I took way too much.
I bet with something laced on that.
Yeah, those brownies are strong.
And Beth would be like,
I'm a cop. Brownies? What brownies?
I mean, I'm tired. That's all.
I'm just super tired.
I have some allergies. That's why my eyes are.
Also, why do you look exactly like me?
Deflect. Why do we look the same? We can deal with the other issues later. But no, I would love a flashback episode because I think that at some point it is going to become important to know how the original clones got to know each other.
It's important to me right now.
It's important to me right now, but I think at some point it will become very important to the storyline.
Guys, if we had a flashback, we get more Katya too, because she knew that. She had a clone phone.
Yeah. She did have a clone phone. So who started the clone phones? Was it Beth?
No, it might have been Katya, because she had all the interaction with the Euro clones that are all dead.
Did Katya reach out to Beth, or did
Katya reached out to Beth.
Katya reached out to Beth
first season.
Yeah,
but then I wonder if Beth knew about the clones before Katya reached out to her.
About her North American clones, and then she was like, "Shit, we're all over the world."
Would she have ever seen Allison because they lived fairly close together? That ever? Allison seems pretty popular in her community. Is it possible?
No, but even then, think about Scarborough and Toronto.
Yeah.
What are the chances that?
Depends.
I don't know. I'm curious.
Community theater or not?
Yeah.
Does Beth like community theater in Scarborough?
But could you imagine Allison driving to pick up her kids from some camp in Toronto, speeding, getting pulled over by a woman who looks just like her?
That would be crazy.
Could you imagine that's how they found out they were clones?
I would love that. Like,
That
just
would be,
to find out.
like,
how.
I'm so curious. How did you know? Like, was it Kat who called you and said you need to look for people who look like you, and she ran herself through facial recognition? Did
But
you
even
meet
then,
them randomly?
how did Katja find her?
Yeah.
And like, how did
Katja
the
know
other,
about the
like,
other
how did the
clones?
other clones? How did that group come together in the first place before they all died?
I know.
Interpol.
Like
Well,
one of the
Well,
Ural
for all we
clones.
know, one of them works for Interpol.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I say one of the Ural clones either had to be a cop or had to be, in some regards, famous in Europe.
Yeah.
So that the other clones would have, like, seen her picture somewhere and been like, holy shit, she looks like me.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting that fan mail? Hey, this is my face. It looks like yours.
Yeah,
I feel like we
don't
should meet
believe
and
you at
talk
all.
about this.
Or you'd win the look-alike contest. Can you imagine if that was how it happened?
Do you need a body double?
Like there's like the famous clone, and then the other one's just like, oh my god, I look exactly like her, and enters into the contest, and they meet close up because she wins the prize, and like you get to spend a day with whoever, and it's like, holy shit, you actually do look literally just like me.
It'd be funnier if she didn't win, if someone else won.
Well, that's like,
but then she sees her as like the second runner-up, and they like chat later.
Yeah, like what's the story? Charlie Chapman entered a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest, and he came in third.
What?
Yeah.
You literally are that. I could see that though, because people would be like, well, because it's the thing with like people. You're like, oh, you look different in photos. Oh, you look different on TV.
Yeah.
Like I could see that. That's how celebrities are like, I
because
can
your
walk around and no
face
one
is
recognizes me. Although we found out from Christian Brun. Am I saying your last name right? I really hope I.
Is it Brun?
There's 2 U's.
Brun. Oh, that's probably Brun.
I think it's Brun. Anyways, he was doing a Twitter Q&A today. Thanks for that. That was very entertaining.
It was great talking to
pretty
you.
funny.
That was. But we asked, I was trying to think of a good question. The only one I could think of was, like, have you ever had any memorable fan encounters? And he said, yeah, actually at a Niagara Falls or Niagara on the Lake?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls winery.
Well, then
Which
it's
would be
probably like between Niagara
it's
Falls
probably
and Niagara and the Lake.
Anyways, if you kind of know that area, there's a lot of wineries.
Also,
So
guys, if you're from Toronto and you've never been there, it's like an hour.
Yeah,
You can
the wine is
yourself a
good.
favor and
Do
go.
yourself a favor and just like go to Niagara on the Lake.
Yeah.
Forget Niagara Falls. It's a waterfall. It'll always be there.
Go to Niagara on the
but
Lake.
Niagara on the Lake is
buildings.
gorgeous.
Good Shaw Festival stuff.
Yeah.
Good theater. Good theater.
Good theater.
Yeah.
Good
Not community theater.
Not community theater. There's
I
a
was
face
saying,
in our window.
There is a face
There's
in
a
our
parent come to
Yeah.
pick up her child. So, anyways,
Spoiler
I guess.
alert, I live with my parents.
Spoiler alert. So do we.
Yay!
Anyways, so I guess that's it for tonight because we shouldn't hold up her parents. That's kind of rude. So, anyways,
It's always my family who's breaking this up, guys.
I know why.
We should follow Johnny.
Oh God!
No! I
Okay.
said kind napper, which is a like nicer version of kidnapping.
Yeah, let's not
You went
murder
for
my
the-
parents. So
Okay.
anyways, I love you, Clone Club.
Yep.
We love you too.
We will see you next week. We will see you
for more
maybe at some point.
Yeah. We still owe you a how to road trip with
Yeah.
your genetic identical. So
One of my jobs includes me writing report cards, and that's all I'm doing this weekend. But maybe if I'm done early, we'll have a little video.
we'll get that up after report cards are in.
And that was her face. Okay, we'll see you next week. Bye.